Good morning, everybody. My name is Hui Si, and I have been in Lighthouse ever since I was 2015, but I recently just got baptized this year in May. My story that I want to share today with everyone, it all started on when I was 19 years old. So how I actually started coming to church is my older sister. So she was the one that brought me and my younger sister to Lighthouse, and that's where we started to know about this God called Jesus. So we actually came to service with her, and then we also tried testing out to see whether if God is true. So we make I make small little prayers I pray that the bus come in the next 1 minute, and then it really happened. So I was like, whoa, okay. So when I was in poly year 1, I was quite fat, but the thing is, usually people when they grow fat, right, they grow sideways, but for me, I grow front ways. So it's a bit like I was pregnant at that point of time when I was 19 years old, but definitely not. So at that point of time, during that era, right, there's this sticker patch which you can stick on your stomach, and then it will heat up. So what it says that it does is it will burn the fat inside your stomach. So you don't have to exercise, but you can get skinny. So I tried. And then, but it didn't work. So, and then because it was growing quite big, and then my mom decided to say, okay, let's go to polyclinic. So after that, when we go to polyclinic, they didn't have the ultrasound scan machine to actually scan what was going on. So the doctor touched my stomach, and then immediately he referred me to KK hospital. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe something is happening. So it's not that just pure fat. So I went to KK, and then we did an ultrasound scan, and then it scanned. There was this 15 cm cyst that was growing inside my stomach. So that's why it was bulging out front ways. So it was 15 cm big. So that means I had to cut open my stomach here. So there is this 10 cm. So I have to open my stomach 10 cm to take out that 15 cm cyst in my stomach. But the thing was that it's not about the cyst, because the cyst was actually growing on my right ovary. So that means that if I were to take that out, I have to take out the right side of my ovary. So, and then I couldn't not take it out because that 15 cm cyst was actually a borderline cancerous cyst. So although it's like a water cyst, but actually they tested it and it was borderline cancerous, so I had to take it out. Yeah, so I took it, so I got no choice, right? So I need to take that out, but the thing is, it's not about the cyst, but it's about the ovary itself, because when I take that out, that means I have 50% lesser chance than other people to give birth in future. But no choice, we have to take it out because it's borderline cancerous. So I took it out, and then the next day, so before I actually went for the surgery, right, I actually came for miracle service, and I told God, I say, if you are really real, right, then take this cyst away. But then, so I came for the miracle service on the Saturday, but then, so I prayed also, and then I think some other staff was praying for me also, but then it didn't happen. So I went to proceed to take out the cyst. But the thing is that, so after I took out the cyst, right, so when I came out, so after the anesthesia wear off, the first day, I couldn't stand up. I couldn't even sit up, because it was too painful, right? So at that, during my hospitalization, I couldn't do anything at all. But my older sister, she actually passed me this children's storybook, which consists of all the Bible stories in the Bible. So I couldn't do anything, so I just read. So literally, I read it like a storybook. The second day, when I when the physiotherapist came to ask me to try and move around my body, I could literally stand up. Yeah. And I didn't do anything, but all I did was just to read the Bible storybook, just like a storybook. So that was the first miracle, I would say, that God actually, how he showed up in that situation. Yeah. So then, because I could stand up, I could sit up, but then I couldn't get out of the bed. But then, so I couldn't do anything also, so I just continued to read the storybook like a storybook. And then the third day, I could come down off the bed and walk and go down all the way to the KK. There's a very huge garden, and walk like a few rounds without feeling pain in my stomach at all. Yeah, so yeah, that was one. And then so I was in the hospital for a total of 5 days. And when I came out of the hospital, the doctor actually gave me antibiotics, but I cannot swallow pills. So I did not take a single antibiotics after I was discharged, and I just continued to just heal by myself, and God healed me until now. So yeah. So because it was still very new, so I thought they had this every 3 months scan to see whether if there is any still active cells that is growing in, which thankfully it did not. So ever since then until now, I have moved on from 3 months to 6 months to now every year review with KK. Yeah. And then, because just now I was sharing, I don't have that ovary, right? So I actually felt like I wasn't like complete, because like missing something, right? Because everybody have 2, but then I only have 1. So I felt like very incomplete at that point of time. So until 2019, when I met my boyfriend, now fiancé, I actually got to know that his mom actually had a similar situation as me, and he was actually also a result of 1 ovary work. So then I'm like, oh, like, yeah, so I believe that is how like God was showing assurance to me that I am still complete and whole in Him, which even though I might think that I am not, but in Him I am. Yeah. So, at that point, I was just thinking like whatever experience that we have, be it like small or big, is actually our living testimony of God's presence in our life, and that itself, nobody can take it away from us. And if we are willing to give that little to God, imagine what He can do through us when we surrender fully to Him. Yeah, thank you.